Okay. So, hi, how are you today? Are you well?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm doing quite well.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Do you want to let everybody who's watching know who you are and whereabouts you're based?
Hello, everyone. My name is Edwin Namakanga. I'm a climate activist from Uganda. I graduated from Makerere University with a Bachelor's of Science in Population Studies. I am an organizer at Fridays for Future Climate Strikes online and also a graphics designer at Rise Up Movement. I was inspired by Vanessa Nakate and Greta Thunberg to to do activism and fight and then conserve because I've observed over the past recent years that there still remains a lot to be done. And that's why I strike because I want the people to know that the climate crisis is happening and we need climate justice and climate action right now.
Thanks for that, Edwin. Could you share perhaps some of your experiences, your personal experiences of the things that you are seeing where you live in your part of the world that are a direct result of the changing climate over time?
Okay, climate change is threatening many areas here in Uganda. For example, in northern Uganda, there is a drifting change of the seasons. For example, the dry season, it's so long as to compare to the wet season. And this dry season tends to to reduce. It tends to affect the farmers when they are trying to carry out agriculture because of the scorching sunshine, which greatly affects the soil quality. Hence, the food shortages because agriculture can't be carried out very well, and also it leads to famine in some cases.
Okay.
And then in the eastern part of Uganda,
Yeah.
because of the rains, the continuous rains, it greatly affects. It leads to the soils having what like being so moist, and then okay being like they be muddy. So in the long run, when it rains, when it over rains, the people who live along the slopes, like in the eastern Uganda, around Mountain Elgon,
Right.
they are greatly affected by the landslides,
Yeah.
and then these landslides tend to make these people like when the landslides happen, they tend uh, to affect and also clear away the people's property,
Yeah.
and also in such cases and scenarios, people tend to lose their lives.
Yeah.
And also, I think you watched on the news recently in East Africa, we had a locust invasion where the locusts came in and then they ate people's farm crops. Like farms were cleared, so this greatly affected the people in uh, in the East Africa, like those people in Kenya.
Yeah.
Then you come to Eastern Uganda and also Northern Uganda, some parts, it greatly affected them, the locusts. And also in the western part of Uganda,
Yeah.
we are seeing the floods. These floods are continuously happening, whereby the the people who stay along the slopes, who stay near the slopes of Mountain Rwenzori,
Yeah.
are greatly affected by these floods. Uh, and then it's really happening because these are the same people who don't want to, like, let me say, how can I phrase it? Like, these people don't want to be far away from the mountain slopes because they value land. That's where they want to stay. That's where their
Yeah.
grandparents,
Yeah.
their parents were. So even if
Yeah.
they are affected by the floods or what,
Yeah.
they continue staying there. So, and then in turn, it tends to greatly affect the women
Yeah.
because once these people are affected by the floods and also these climate disasters,
Yeah.
they tend to be the girls are given okay, they're not favored. They favor they favor boys to girls in terms of education.
Right.
A father can look at the boy and then says, "My boy, you go and study, but my girl, let me give you out to a man maybe older than you or what, so that they give me bride price,
Right.
and I get what to eat for my family, and then in turn it also, okay, like as the process goes on, it leads to teenage pregnancy. Girls tend to drop out of schools,
Right.
and then the main cause is the climate crisis, which is leading to this. And people are losing their future because of the climate crisis. And then lastly, in the central Uganda, over like in 2020, I think Lake Victoria, the Lake Victoria has been experiencing a rise in the
Yes.
water levels.
Yeah.
So the rise in the water levels has led to flooding to the nearby places,
Yeah.
because back then, the beaches along the shores of Lake Victoria,
Yeah.
you would find a lot of sand along the shores of Lake
Yeah. Yeah.
Victoria. But right now, you can hardly see the sand because the water levels rose and then they covered the sand which was there, that beach sand.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then, as you can see, recently in the global north, there has been heat waves have been happening all
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
in the US and the whole of Europe, and then wildfires are increasing in size and then in quantity. For example, in Turkey, we have seen what was happening, and then Europe has been having catastrophic flooding.
Yeah.
For example, in Germany, people have been greatly affected with the floods.
Yeah.
And back then, it was global south which was greatly affected. But now we are seeing that seriously, there is no place in this world. Okay, there's no one or any country which is safe from the climate crisis.
Yeah.
That's why I demand for climate justice and then collective climate action
And
right
what
now.
are you? I obviously know you and have seen you because we're in some networks together where I see some of the young people your age that have very significant voices around the world in the climate activism movement. What kind of things are you engaged in where you live and internationally, personally? What have you been doing recently?
Oh, I've been doing quite a lot, but recently I happened to engage in different activities. Like before COVID hit us, like COVID-19 hit us, we used to happen to join the youth, different youngsters, and then the like-minded youth about the climate change.
Yeah.
And then we marched along the streets of Kampala, creating
Okay.
awareness about the climate change.
Okay.
And then I also engaged in the global strike.
Yep.
campaign whereby we joined, me and my fellow youngsters and youth
Yep.
at Praise Up Movement. We went to a school, and then we strayed together with these kids, and then we told them about the importance of caring, and then caring for their environment and also conserving it. And then uh, the last thing we did, me and then Nyobi Morris, I think you know him.
I know number.
We
Yeah,
went,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, we went to different schools deep in the village in Mubende, and then we bought some trees,
Yep.
and then we went to those schools. We created awareness about caring for the environment,
Yep.
conserving it, and also we taught these kids how to plant a tree. We also taught them the importance of trees. We told them that the trees can help to conserve. Okay, they can help in rain formation.
Yep.
They can also help in maybe the wind. We talked a lot of things about that, and then we also planted trees, and then we visited the swamp areas, and we happened to tell the people the importance of these swamps. Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic. It's so wonderful to hear that even incredibly educated young men like you over there are working with the younger children around you to make sure that they are educated and aware from a very young age. As you know, that's something I do a lot of. Between you, you can do certain things, you and the children around you. What do you feel at the age you are now you would like to see happening more in the world? What do you feel it is that is missing at the moment to move things forward, to start to have things happen that whilst we're raising awareness, we understand it is just awareness raising. What is it that you want to say to the world that you would like to see?
Okay. What I would like to see. I would like to put uh, like I would like to caution our leaders. I would like to tell them that okay, if you happen to go for these climate summits, because a few of the African climate activists go for them,
Yep.
because you saw what happened like in Davos.
Yep.
Vanessa appeared in a conference, but then after the whole conference, she was cropped out. So that was not a mere cropping out. That was a mere shutting down our voices as
Yes.
African activists.
Yep.
So right, what I want to tell the climate, the people in power, is that they should enforce these policies, these policies, before it's too late,
Yep.
because our future is at stake, and our generation will be impacted the more, and our livelihoods will be destroyed if you don't wake up and speak up about the climate crisis.
And can I thank you for that?